Okay, so we're at Dessan shipyard. The Sea Ranger there beside dock number 3. And what you have here is the floating dry dock. It's just actually been freshly painted for us. And we're going to have a little look here and actually see where Sea Ranger is going to be coming into this week. So, points to look out for is both sides of the dry dock are a bit like the wing tanks, ballast tanks on a tanker or cargo vessel, and they will fill up with water and the dock will sink. We actually need the dock to sink to a minimum of 5.4 meters plus the height of the blocks, which is about 50 centimeters, to allow Sea Ranger to be able to get in here. And actually using the docking plan, they have been setting the blocks over the last number of days. So running down through the middle are the keel blocks, and what's of interest, you can see they're all tack welded there, bringing the whole structure together. And when we come on to the main frames, which is frame 44 and frame 71 on Sea Ranger, they've provided us with much more substantial blocks that the vessel will rest on. And finally, what's of interest is with these two struts here, they're hinged, so you can see they were actually welded in position for Sea Ranger. And once the vessel gets into dock and the water's there, these will be lifted up into place and wedged into place so as to actually pin the vessel there. As well, it's not the dock's pumped out, actually these side tanks, the water is pumped out, the floating dock will rise back up and Sea Ranger will be sat left here on the blocks.
And that's the sound, the evocative sound of the Dessan shipyard, where Sea Ranger is in dry dock number 3 and where we're going to spend today. Day 3 of the dry dock, and what you can see here is that the bottom part of the hull is being shot blasted by wee robots, effectively like big Roombas that operate at 3,000 bar, and they very carefully go over each part of the hull, scrape it clean. So this is one of the robots, and as you can see across the top, it's already done one wee scrape, and as it operates, 3,000 bar, and all the water is taken away.
Okay, so we have controllable pitch propeller here, 2.4 meter blades. They've removed the blades in the port side. The starboard propeller is being done today. The tail shaft will be extracted. Yesterday they removed the plugs, checked that with BV or Class Society, and the rudder was on. And that's the dock, almost out the level. You can see a draft of a depth of 5.9 meters there. Just getting ready for Sea Ranger to slip her lines and move into Dessan number 3 dry dock. Yeah, apparently we have 40 blocks underneath us. There's 10 that we're not sitting on properly. Oh, the 3 designers just about to come on. It's almost midnight. We got out of the dock a couple of hours ago, and I've just come down with Mikey, and looking at her here for the first time, it really is a huge sea beast, really reminiscent of seeing something like a blue whale. Quite incredible. no doubt about it. This really is a big boat. The enormity of it is quite something. These huge spade propellers all the way up to our counter stern. Among everything, it's got great big oysters you're throwing on the vessel.
I'm in fully charge of all the maintenance of sea range. Today, what actually we have completed the blasting, the hydro blasting of the hull. So in maybe half an hour we will start painting. And also for the stabilizer thing, we are continue to fix the stabilizer. Also today we have just arrived the shaft steel and we have sent them to our mechanical workshop and they will start to assemble the seal rods actually. Actually it is, for us it is normal, I think. This is our routine work. Yeah, of course I like very much because it is, she was born in 72 and she fit perfect condition. Of course, I want to see you in the future game.
Okay, Dan, tell us about the preps for going back into the water.
Yeah, no problem, Ian. So I have two documents here. I prepared a document for the arrival condition, tank soundings and weight distribution on board. And basically I want to ensure that when we leave the dock it's as close as the arrival condition as possible. So we have tank soundings here and the distribution of weights. Now because Sea Ranger has a natural large trim by the stern, we had to ensure that as much weight was forward. So we had the forepeak tank full of fresh water and all the fuel transferred as far forward as possible. And in addition, we had two 5-ton concrete weights on the bow and the tenders from the boat deck removed. And we have a docking plan here. So for the departure condition, I'm just trying to ensure that the fuel and the fresh water is the same as arrival, which it is. There's some differences because we've removed dirty oil and liquids from the bilges. The only difference from my point of view going out is that we'll have a little bit more fresh water in the aft tanks, But apart from that, everything's looking pretty good.